Hi, I'm standing near St Aldate's. It's at the end of the path ahead of me, and today I'm going to look at the rowing. This is Saturday the 30th of May. It's Saturday of what is called Eights Week. Eights Week is the 5th week of Oxford University term. It's also the week in which the summer races between college eights take place. And an eight is a boat, long and thin, that contains 9 people, 8 of whom are rowers, and one of whom is a cox who steers the boat. You'll see what I mean when you look at the boats and see the directions in which the rowers and the cox are facing. A quick summary of what happens, because it's not like all other boat races. Oxford has a lot of colleges. I think currently there are 49 or 50, the most recent being one called Reuben, which is on Parks Road and South Parks Road, and occupies part of the space where the Radcliffe Science Library used to be. The boat races started in the 1800s. There was a rise in amateur rowing between roughly 1830 to 1850, I suppose. And at the time, there weren't as many colleges as there are now, but most of the well-known older ones, such as Jesus, Lincoln, Exeter, Trinity, St John's, and so on, had already been founded. And this meant that there were a lot of boats to race. And it is said that the Thames is too narrow, at least around Oxford, for one to put the required number of boats side by side and race them to see which one gets furthest ahead. I've also read 1 or 2 histories that say that this is not the reason that the boat races are as they are, but most of them say that it is. So instead of conventional side-by-side racing, Oxford developed what is called bump racing. And the idea here is that the crews, teams, rowing teams, are grouped into divisions like a football division or football leagues. Each division contains boats, all of whose crews have roughly the same ability. And the races are run division by division, so only one division's worth of boats is on the river at any time. All the boats start from a certain point on the river, close actually to Iffley Lock, and the boats are arranged in order of their rating from the previous year's races. The most highly rated boat being furthest ahead. And what happens is that boats have to try to catch each other up and overtake and touch each other as they pass. The touching is called bumping. And if you bump a boat, then you exchange positions with it, and you go up a little bit and the other boat goes down. So it's a little bit like snakes and ladders. You can go up pretty easily and you can go down pretty easily. If you get to the top of a division, then you have to do one more thing. You become what is known as a sandwich boat. And the sandwich boats have nothing to do with feeding the rowers. Rowers subsist largely on beer anyway. And instead, a sandwich boat it's now at the top of a division, it has to race the bottom boat in the next division to see where it ranks there at the bottom or at the one above. So that's a quick overview of bump racing. What else is there to say? A very important part of the rowing, as I've implied, is celebration, which typically involves a drink called Pimms. I suppose quite a few English people will know of this. Other nationalities may not. I think there used to be a lot of different varieties of Pimms made from different spirits or liquors. The main one now is Pimms number 1, whose base is gin, and typically it's drunk with ice in and chunks of fruit and maybe sprigs of mint or similar, and it tends to be served at garden parties in Oxford as well as at the rowing. And if I get the chance, I'll pass some of the bars where it's served and show it. Some people will just be sitting on the banks of the river or the edge of the meadow enjoying it. Okay, so where are the bars that it's served? Typically they're at the top of a boathouse. I'm going to walk down. I'll start by walking down the right-hand side of the Thames. That's the right as I go south, the west side, roughly. And most of the boathouses are on the other side, the east side, on a triangular piece of land called Boathouse Island. The earliest one of those was built in 1936 or 1937 and belongs to Christchurch. Others have been added since. And they're very useful for entertainment because they have nice broad platforms at the top where you can stand and cheer your team while getting very drunk. They also have convenient space for storing beer, for letting beer out, as it were, when you've finished with it, and for storing boats. The boats are stored in big bays on the ground floor, and that's a very important function of the boathouses. There are 2 boathouses on the other side of the river. One belongs to the university, and then there's one further down near a bend in the river called the Gut. And the Gut is an important part of bump racing because you have to be very careful when turning corners, and the Gut involves some awkward corners. So I've talked about boathouses, Pimms, gin, bars, toilets, boat storage, and some other things. Before there were boathouses, there were barges. And I don't mean dusty old barges that are used to haul coal. I mean floating pavilions, fanciful floating palaces with figureheads and gold trim and all sorts of other fancies. And these started with the rise of rowing in the 1830s and 40s. The first generation of barges was bought from the so-called London City Livery Company, tradesmen's guilds. They used to be used for ceremonial displays on the London stretch of the Thames, but with the arrival of steamships, it became physically dangerous to use them because the steamships created a huge wash which damaged the fragile barges. As I say, they were very fanciful pieces of architecture. The steamship washes damaged the barges, and they probably caused spectators to fall off the top too. The barges were basically floating clubrooms. So some of the rowers, a lot of whom were independently wealthy young men at that time, some of the rowers commissioned the City Livery Company with barges sent to Oxford and sold to the Oxford colleges or the Oxford College rowing societies. And over the decades, a sort of parade of barges grew up along the left-hand side of the river, the other side from which I'm going to be standing. And then eventually those barges started wearing out because keeping wood in fresh river water is not terribly good for long-term maintenance. And the colleges commissioned a second generation of custom-built barges from various people, including some well-known architects. I believe one of them was the same guy who did the examination schools and the lovely cricket pavilion in the university parks, Thomas Jackson. And then eventually those barges started wearing out too.
Sorry.
And then eventually those barges started wearing out too. And indeed, one of them actually sank or half sank, Jesus College barge in, I think, 1955. Colleges had not been able to build boathouses for quite a long time because Christchurch owns all of Christchurch Meadow, including Boathouse Island, and it wasn't legally possible for the colleges to build without some sort of negotiation with Christchurch. But Christchurch itself built a boathouse in 1936 or 1937, and then the other colleges slowly followed suit. And I believe the last barge was removed in 1978 or so. There is one barge still in Oxford, which I visited last September on the Oxford Open Doors Day, and that is moored down off Donnington Bridge, off the ground used by the City Rowing Society. And I think it's a great shame that the barges were not kept. At the time, of course, everybody thought about maintenance, and they did have inconveniences. One of them is indicated by the fact that somebody living in a barge for a few weeks in the 60s, writing a history about them, was said to belong to the Blade and Bucket Club. The bucket indicates the fact that there were no loos in the barge. No loos, no plumbing, no changing space for rowers, so it was altogether a little bit barbaric. And the boathouses were definitely more convenient, plus they had space for storing boats in, which the barges didn't. Still, I still think it's a shame that the barges weren't kept, because they really were floating architecture, and we probably won't see their like again. So what I'm going to do now is to walk. I'm at the edge of Christchurch Meadow. I'm going to walk onto St Aldate's and down onto Folly Bridge, and then down the Thames Towpath. And in doing so, I shall have to exercise a lot of caution, because there will be rowing coaches racing down the path on cycles at top speed. There will be marshals. There will be families with dogs and children. On the river, there will be the rowing boats themselves, the 8s, but there will also be other types of craft, including those occupied by marshals and other administrative staff. There'll probably be people canoeing, kayaking, and so on. So there's a lot going on. And what I would really like now is a bottle of wine or even a jug of Pimms, so that I could join in the celebrations. But unfortunately, I can't carry that and make the video. I would ask you to send me something by courier, perhaps have somebody run along the towpath after me, but I've just realised that I can't do that because this video isn't going out live, it's recorded. So now I'm walking out along the memorial gardens to St Aldate's.
Didn't tell you that when you...
There's a lot to be said for certain views of Oxford.
Because they've got their own cathedral.
Yeah, and it was only like £12. It was pretty gosh. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, and it was pretty good. It's not that many. And they do have I live like I mean there's no cathedral. I had never seen it. And young people. So no cathedral.
And as we approach Folly Bridge, we'll probably start seeing increasing signs of the rowing.
Oh no, not.
Now it's ish.
Now that was a rowing team. You may not have noticed it, but at least one of them was wearing a top with a college crest and 2 oars crossed above it, through it. And you'll see various types of rowing related dress, probably involving straw hats and blazers amongst other things. The blue canopied boats belong to an outfit called Salters, which has its offices there. And these days salters.
Hand, darling, please.
And these days, salters make most of their income from boat cruises to spots such as Abingdon and Port Meadow. Scheduled cruises during the better weather and bookable parties as well. But I think they started as a boat maintenance and construction company, and they had a boat yard or possibly even boat yards along the left-hand side of the river, and they would have offered storage, I think, for the eights. Remember, there were no boathouses to store the eights in, and possibly made them as well.
Isn't that a pub chain? Yeah, it's like real like London just.
And there were probably other boat companies who did the same sort of thing. I'm not saying that Salters was the only such. But it's nice that they've survived for so long. Nowadays they go by the name of Salters Steamers Limited. Some of these people are probably rowers, but there are a lot of tourists around as well, this being Oxford. And I can just see an 8 in the distance at an angle to the bank.
Is that when?
And that looks like a Salters cruiser about to take off. There's another company called Oxford River Cruises, which I think is much more recent, but makes its money in the same sort of way.
Well, when we got blades.
Yes.
But where we failed tomorrow on in the qualification.
Right, I was just checking with the marshal that the races have started for the day, which they have.
I didn't know how awkward that is.
I also saw your flip-flops. Sorry, they were
Now, I said there are other craft on the river. You've seen at least 1/8. You've seen a Salter's cruiser. You've seen the Oxford River cruiser. There are people who live on the river too, and they occupy these narrow boats and other residential vessels. I did a video about the ones that are shaped like this. I think I did that the November before last. And these things are apparently repurposed, almost lifeboats. They're escape pods for getting off oil rigs. And there are companies that refurbish them. They can't be used as lifeboats anymore, but they still can be used for this sort of very gentle river activity, namely being a house.
I'm gonna try to start running again, but I think as in like a good way. Maybe there's some. But there's some other ones.
That is the edge or the bank of Christchurch Meadow across the river. And there are a few people already sitting and watching. Some of the residential boats are very nicely decorated.
Tennis, badminton, yeah. In fact, if you want to play badminton, I want to start playing again. It's basically been sort of like pop. Okay, dead ass. I'm gonna go buy. And you can get to Botley at some point. Go to Hobbycraft and also Decathlon. I want to buy.
I can hear cheering in the background, or rather, yeah, well, I suppose it is the background for me, over on Boathouse Island. Oh, yeah. Is that Pimms you're selling?
What?
Oh no, that's lemonade. Thanks.
Yeah, they're pretty self-sustaining. Like, you don't have to worry about eggshell pulling.
So fun.
Okay, it's like
Are you now building a garden design?
Oh, so it's too hot. So we moved it to August.
Alright. It's going to be so much cooler in August.
Hopefully, yeah.
Are you using ecology skills to build a garden?
I'm not.
Surely, like you could
Do you
could
use
plant
any
the
of the,
plants
like-
and stuff.
I do that. I do like it's like this. Just
Dry match the shaver.
yeah. Yeah. But I've done that for a while. I know how to go around.
Like tourists and Ешь, там два экзиста.
That's the bridge from the main part of Christchurch Meadow onto Boathouse Island. And it's also the part where, it's also one of the parts where a branch of the Cherwell joins the Thames and loses its separate identity.
Struggles with organisation.
It's that one.
This one's better.
Where they can pump their bilges. you know, they have toilets.
You know what? Tom Boyd is right. Somerville.
So that chap that just passed was talking about where they can pump their bilges, which is pumping out the water in the bottom of the boat. And that team over there are manoeuvring their boat. It's now inside, they're 8, into one of the storage bays.
I'm asking for a friend.
Back when that stuff was new. Yeah, so when people were internet.
Beetle is fun actually. Oh, kilt. Kilt. So fun.
Yeah, no, that's so fair. That's gonna be me after my test. I'm doing. Are you the grammar and
Die Stange. Ja. So.
Wait, I know that guy.
How?
Victoria. Oh, yeah.
I think we might go to Paris, but we didn't plan or anything.
Yo la veo artista. O sea, yo la veo en plan haciendo como
And there another 8 gets put to bed. Maybe its team celebrated in the process, and another one is going to be made ready to race.
And I'm like, I'm not sure that's what I want. And yeah, me too. Me too. I thought something else.
Is follow the money. Kieran and Tilda, we were in.
Of course, these days everybody will have a phone, and if a boat has bumped another boat, they won't have to wait for news of it to travel up the river. Well, I presume you're not allowed to use a phone while you're rowing, but spectators can still pass the news on. There used to be a lot of...
I'm going to have a compliment of St. Peter's.
There used to be a lot of punts on the river. Don't think there'll be so many now, but there may still be a ferry person.
Gaining on Mansfield.
Ferry person taking people across by punt.
They tend to light much better.
So he has been in a couple of them.
Wait, they...
And they were wearing green.
Well, I was seeing.
So, yeah, I actually have no idea.
Got him out from California. He rose with the varsity team.
Stephen, we've had raised. The commentary will happen soon. All crews are currently set to row over. And the first crew that we have coming out of the gut is Merton, followed very closely by Teddy Hall. No, followed very closely by Eunice. And Merton have conceded. This suggests that Worcester have bumped Peters. And that Teddy Hall was bumped by Cat. This looks like Eunice has just overbumped on Merton. And we can see that Regent Park is clearing into the gut, having just been bumped by Wolford. There's no sign of Lincoln and New, so we can assume that New College have bumped Lincoln. And Oriel have just come out of the gut, which suggests that Mansfield has bumped Teddy. Oriel are going for a long row over now with plenty of clear water in front of them.
Oriel have just come out of the gut, the bend in the river.
Maybe. Could be.
This is shaped up to be a very exciting division with Worcester 2, University 3, New College 3 and Mansfield 2 are all on for Blaze Watch. Some of these crews will have gotten blades today.
It started as the wooden spoon was given to the lowest scoring maths student. This is our boathouse, yeah. They're not in the water. No,
And here the first 8 comes into sight from the race division that began down past the gut.
I should copy letters there.
please not have anyone cycling or running alongside your cruise. We have seen many crews with bank runners today. That is also not allowed. Anyone who wishes to come and watch their cruise on the towpath must remain stationary and not run or cycle after them. Anyone we see running or cycling along the towpath following a cruise will get their club a hefty fine. Thank you.
Well, that is new. They're saying that people are not allowed to run or cycle along the bank alongside their crews to follow their crews. And I'm sure they were allowed to last year. That explains why the bank feels much quieter than it did last year. I'm not sure whether the them includes coaches. If it does, then modify a remark that I made at the start of this video about seeing coaches running along the bank or cycling along the bank.
All crews from Men's Division 5 crossing the finish line. I will announce the crews set to race for Women's Division 5. In run line 1 we have New College 2, followed by St John's 2, Somerville 2, Walsall 3, Merton 2, Hertford 2, Jesus 2, St Hugh's 2, St Hilda's 2, Regent's Park, University 3, Exeter 2 and our sandwich boat Balliol 2. Crews that are on for Blazered division are New College 2, Jesus 2, St Hilda's 2 and University 3, while Walsall 3, Hertford 2 and Exeter 2 are all on for spoons. We are expecting to start this division on time at 1:45, so can all crews please be at their bug lines for 1:40.
Yeah, Dobsy, let's go! Dragged away.
There was 6 when I was cuddly toys, like really nice. There was 6 when I was cuddly toys, like really nice. There was 6 when I was There was 6 when I was cuddly toys, like really nice.
I think from the spot. Or maybe the bridge. I'm trying to remember who they're at.
Yours is always facing
Yeah, us, I think the bridge.
Mum's going to face it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I was thinking, she can go under the bridge if she would like to. Like, that's
Just a bit like,
that's fair.
a lot of that. And also, you know, we do all some of the graphics as well.
Yes, no, that is actually quite good. Everyone's having a look at
Then at least, if you don't manage it by the bridge, someone will be watching you later.
Yes. Yeah, the double support. And they are from, I think, so right. What good spot?
reminder that following from the tragic event of Wednesday, we will be having a minute's silence at 2 p.m. We expect that all colleges respect this silence, and any crews on water will easy there to also respect the silence. Again, that is a 1 minute silence at 2 p.m. Thank you.
I know.
I think they're just worried the press.
So there's a 1 minute silence at 2 o'clock today after something happened on Wednesday.
You're like, oh, who's in your life? I'm like, nice to see that.
Yeah.
Am I done with it? No. But it is super chill.
Talked about it.
We got they're just
Sweet pumpkin. Yeah, no, so they're only
New college.
just based.
A lot of their budget they bank on buying for. So when like they don't want to cancel it as well.
It's interesting that this goes well, I guess they're going to join. I'm going to take a job. No, it's been a great experience. It's been really good. Like, I love singing. Stop
Is that Thames Conrad?
Was it for Donnington Bridge?
Yeah, man.
No way.
But they they literally conceded. Like we were still like, we were probably like a meter. Our bow was a meter by this time.
No way.
They're scared of us.
That's so good.
They know what we can do.
Yeah. No, we didn't even know we were that close to extra, and I looked over my shoulder and I was like, oh, they're like that. And then immediately the hand went up, and I was like, oh, he's peasy, let me squeezy. Hannah didn't even know he'd bumped.
Can you imagine a day of like every crew on?
Somebody eating a Magnum there, an ice cream lolly. With any luck, it's gin flavoured. I mean, Pimms flavoured. See what I said about picnics? And this is the other boathouse on this side of the river, rather than on Boathouse Island. And there's a few colleges in there.
Get up to! Up the bill!
Sorry.
is she getting fish and chips?
Sexy, so they're like quite cheap.
I actually had to. I do remember last time, like I went to after it ended really, like it ended.
No, they're rowing out to the start line.
So yeah, that's something else I should mention. I just heard somebody explaining it. The boats going in the same direction as me are not racing yet. They're rowing out to the starting line, which is also where I'm trying to get.
Unless you're the first with the mask. You're either trying, you're both trying to get ahead and not.
This is why they ought to have a bank holiday on Saturday of Eights week rather than the week before, so as to give people the room to celebrate. For some reason the government haven't thought of that.
It's also quite entertaining.
And a special congratulations to all crews in Men's Division 5 who achieved blaze today.
You're tall enough.
It's difficult to just pull up to the bank and taking off the top.
Well, the bendy stretch of river, as I said, just past the second boathouse, is called the Gut. And I'm now pretty close to Donnington Bridge, which crosses the Thames. It's the next bridge after Folly Bridge, and I've done a fair number of videos now where I've walked down to it and looked at the Thames at different times of year.
I definitely think we should just watch wherever.
And as befits one of the world's great rivers, it's worth paying as much attention to this as you would to, say, the Amazon or the Mississippi or the Nile.
Yeah. What was the division?
I'll make sure everyone's coming.
That shows you where.
That's the Corpus Christi College barge, the one that I visited last September.
My friend, she also sent me the 245, and then she said it's.
The guides, there's a whole guide.
Then I'll hang out here.
Let me hold this thing.
And I can see eights down there rowing and slotting into their starting places. This is Donnington Bridge. That is a salter's boatyard.
Yeah, like when my sister was in Newcastle, it was like...
I think that's the 5-minute gun. Maybe even a 10-minute gun, I can't remember. I just heard somebody else asking the same question. The good thing about being down here is that we'll see them going past really well at the peak of their power. Shows just how much power there is.
You like Pimms?
And this is the head of the starting line.
If my warball was in the boat, then maybe, yeah. So also at the end of the thing.
And that arrangement helps to keep the boat in one place.
At the time, we
Oh yeah, I can learn the boat. Like a really good row in the single is probably not even that much slower than most of this do, isn't it? If you put Fergus in a single, he would keep up. Good job. Not with us, no way. Not a chance. Oh yeah. So if you adjust your 2K for how much it gets glazed by others, I think Fergus is in the negatives. Too much Fergus glaze. But that said, if he helps us put the in the highest position, 1998, that would be pretty cool. But it's finally the highest sense of the currently fit.
But we're thinking probably around here.
Yeah?
They traveled around here yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, which gun was that?
That was the 5. Still waiting for one.
We've got about 4 now.
Oh yes, you're in
We've got about 2.5.
Thank you very much. So we've now got about 2.5 before starting, and that is Donnington Bridge with more spectators. They really ought to turn it into a boathouse and get rid of the road. Be more environmentally friendly too, if they did that.
It's a short race. Like, genuinely, once we get... Hello! Okay? Like, this is where we started for rowing on. Like, how short was rowing on? Only difference is, like, when we wound up. We probably did up, but like, in terms of actually how long we were continuing to record, way shorter than yesterday. Yeah. One minute gun coming in 10 seconds. Yep. We've done this before, we know exactly what we're doing.
Coming up.
Okay, digger starting on time.
So we have minutes to go.
Okay, 45, 40, 35, 30,
there's a fixed spacing between boats.
Amazing.
That would explain it. They've bumped. That's why they're... So we'll probably get the news over the loudspeaker system in a minute.
Right, instead of going to do the hooray bounces.
They were. That was what that family were.
They look really good.
Absolutely
That's
amazing.
good to see you. Sorry, I was like really in the zone.
Well, I'm now going to walk down to the other end of the starting line so that we can watch the boats slotting into place for the next race.
Currently, I haven't got anyone for them.
So to bump, you don't actually.
No, that would be like the best sport in Dolphins to get tennis. Wow. Oh wow, Marshall. He's changed the time.
I'm pretty sure that on the other side of the river is Aston's 8, spelt EYOT, which is the River Island nature reserve accessible from Jackdaw Lane on Iffley Road, off Iffley Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just say number one or something. But I think as we set it to ensure that people like the
And I shall turn off now until something happens. Right, well, it's later than it was when I last ran the video, and this is, I think this is the second crew settling into place. And that, I imagine, is the third. And people are starting to wander in this direction.
Yeah, Worcester! Yeah, Worcester! Yeah, boys! Yeah, you! That's online 13. Oh, let's see this race start. Yeah, Worcester! Boys! Boys! Really good! Really good! Ready, lock in! Really good!
5, 6, 10, 36.
一般喊号的是女的。
And they're coming like something that arrives more and more as time goes on.
Okay, let's pressure stroke try. 2 from bow, ready, go. 1.
Stand there back again.
2, and back to your next spin, ready, go. Easy that.
Long Bridge's boathouse?
Yeah.
So he is mooring the boat and pulling it into position with his boat hook. Woof, I'd forgotten how near I was. And that's probably the 10-minute. That one is now ready held until the right gun fires. So that's the second set of starts that I've videoed. And I'm going to walk sort of midway now, halfway even, so that I'm somewhere around the gut. I think the clouds are trying to tell us something. Look at that.
Jo, men vi beror kanske allt hade varit...
Ja. Nej, men jag menar
It's a sort of system of arrowheads converging just above us. Obviously indicates great interest in the start of the races by whatever is watching. Maybe they're plane trails and commercial pilots have been diverting to take a look at the races.
But that was when they were brand new, and apparently since then they've just really increased like big numbers. And now it feels like they don't have as much money as
Well, before wandering back to the gut, I'm just going to go a little bit further in the other direction. So I'm now heading towards Iffley Lock, away from Oxford again.
Yeah, boy.
Right, so I'm now facing Iffley Lock, which is a rather beautiful little stretch just beyond that bend. Once again, we can see some boats slotting into place. And I was just talking to people from Reuben College, and they have their place in the boat race now, in 8s now, and they had it last year too. I filmed them then, but I'm not sure I really knew what they were doing. But they are part of the system, and their boathouse is just on the left from here. So they're Oxford's newest college.
back
So-
onto the bung line.
So this is a reminder, these are boats that will be racing very shortly, but at the moment are still taking up their starting positions. Yes, I know.
Directly chemistry related.
Yeah, it is.
Those are pretty solid, so let's just repeat that, please.
We're on to the
A second, stroke side, go. Now, stroke side, stroke. Light now, bow side, go. Bow side big, bow side again. Yeah, well done everyone. Bow side again, go. Okay, stroke side now. So, thanks, Gordon. Okay, now one more from stroke side, go. Stroke side, 6. Okay, bow side, go. Okay, well done. Stroke side. Actually, easy there. So let's now. Where are we going? Actually, yeah, there's 5 and 7. Back me down. Okay.
I was on here last.
Where's your umbrella? Alright, okay, sorry.
Thank you, Marshall. 2 attack, go. Ooh, well done, wrong way. And then 7 back to me, go.
I'll go see the doctor this week actually.
Yeah.
Ding ding. Oh, ding ding.
Top long lines to race that.
Well, I saw Boathouse would be
Somebody saying there, so when I saw this Boathouse would be advertised for sale,
Everyone take a deep breath with me. Contented.
somebody just saying the 5-minute gun is going to go off soon.
It's like being a rainbow.
There's the 5-minute gun.
That's a neighboring university.
I was like, I've never heard of title in my life.
What was she saying?
Wait, did she
I know another couple who broke off where it was supposed to be
It's about time they repainted that. But even better, I still like my idea of demolishing the bridge and replacing it by a boathouse with a huge spectator area. Make the river into a spectator sport all the year round, not just for Christmas.
On the go, they let go.
I mean 8.
That is a puppy, 20 is like...
So we're going up?
That's the Corpus Christi College barge.
In the pink.
Must I wouldn't mind one of those.
Might be that same lady who's talking to me on that run. Like, they can't go there. We were like, why?
Oh, right. Why?
No, when all the stuff happened.
And there's one branch of that funny cloud-based arrowhead converging towards the start of 8.
Yeah, that was
I'm on very stuck. Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Are they actually the same thing?
Well, iterations on top of the other, but I feel like that was the case.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah. Just stupid names.
Oh, no.
I got challenged.
Do you have a favourite port?
Basically, has a thing she's from. I know,
Populous Division, Pembroke 2, Boathouse Island, Derby.
Oh, there he is.
Pembroke Memorial, they will avoid this. You'll face it soon.
And I'm fully like now.
We're hearing that Corpus Christi have dropped back behind Pembroke by about half a length, now standing at 2 lengths. New College 2, a canvas off of Lincoln 2. Will they bump into Division 4? New College 2 now have overlap on Lincoln College 2. It is looking likely that New College will bump into Division 4. And now we are hearing that at the bottom of this division, Lincoln College 2 have been bumped by New College 2. Welcome to Women's Division 4 and 6 divisions, New College. Goodbye, Lincoln. Well done on your spoons campaign, and welcome to rowing off.
So, New College, was it, has gone up by a division?
We have heard that Green Templeton 2 have, wait for it, bumped Corpus Christi.
Go up, Pembroke!
Oriole and Pembroke are taking a tight line out of the gut. Oriole less so. Maybe half a length, 3/4 of a length at the top of this division. Pembroke 2 trying to avoid spoons. Following Pembroke 2 we have water and Corpus Christi, which rides quite well with water. And now Keeble 2 emerging from the gut. How close behind will we see Maudlin?
Go on, Lineker!
Out of the gut. That looks like a clear. Oh, Lineker 2, very, very close behind. Maudlin has cleared into gut 3, we're expecting Keeble to be similar. Brazen Oak 2 now also out of the gut. Lineker clearing. We assume that Lineker 2 has bumped Maudlin 2 in the middle of this division. Brazen Oak 2 still alive 2, carrying on up to the course. Reuben College emerging from the gut and the following launch. We presume therefore that St Edmund Hall 2 have achieved their Blaze campaign against Worcester 2. Congratulations, Teddy Hall.
It wasn't the most exciting one.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's been at least one bump there.
We've heard that Reuben, as the last racing crew in this division, has unfortunately caught a crash. They are carrying on strong, and I imagine are hoping to gain on Brazen Oak 2 directly ahead of them. As the end of Women's Division 4 leaves Longbridge's Boathouse, a reminder to all spectators to pick up your copy of the official Summer Race 2026 programme at either Longbridge's Boathouse or Christchurch Boathouse on the downstream end of Boathouse Island.
Right, well I'm now going to walk back up the river to Folly Bridge.
Now we are hearing that the distance between Pembroke and Oriole has been changed.
What am I calling seeing the television?
Oh my god, that is so funny.
It's good to have you.
Just as they were going.
Yeah, Tilly!
Oh, did you already race? How was it?
I see him. Wait.
You take every time she's like,
Yeah, I don't.
Another boat going.
Now we're hearing that Reuben College
We knew it would come together. That's why we were both yeah.
A reminder for all non-rowing river traffic to please stay in the middle of the river. That is including you. Please stay in the middle of the river if you are not a rowing boat.
You can be an associate, can you?
Does that include ducks?
Well, my real job doesn't start until Monday, so
That's you too, the Finster too. Stay a bit more into the middle of the river. Thank you.
Well, you don't know, there's no Malone marker.
That guy was
Roughly where this guy is.
yeah, that's the middle. We'll go to the middle. It's not enough space. The students want, but only just.
Announcing a penalty bump consideration in men's division 4. The event committee would invite representatives from Balliol 2 and Brazenose 2 to race test to provide evidence. Race time is currently 2:55. You have 20 minutes to register your evidence.
I'm better filming. How's the record? How fast are you going?
They call the police in the air. I think it does because, like, when you pull. Yeah. When you.
Perry does cycling team in Pimms. And they're
And then
Those big beefy Americans.
Well, no, but I wish I'm glad you couldn't see them, but they actually.
they're wearing the
Oh yeah, that's her. Are you sure? Wake up super early for it.
No, but you're part of those three people. My dad was insistent that he wanted to go. Like, the
Yeah, I can help you. Yeah, but no one can open. Genau.
Das geht noch. And hot off the press from the radio waves, the senior umpires are expecting to set off men's division 3 on time.
I'm so confused.
Men's division 3 will be on time. All crews, please ensure that you are down by your bunk line attached in good time.
So cute. You can't see this one, but he's going to look the way.
No quite sure I know.
Right, well, I had a small stop at the University Boathouse just to look round the crowd on this side of the river and see whether there was anyone I knew. And I'm going to walk back now to Folly Bridge. Sorry, may I?
Put it back. And then you're telling me I have to go to that one.
And I said you get other craft in the river. There's a canoeist. And just look at the celebration going on over the other side of the river.
It works well, but it's just a bit.
It's another one. We've got so many lakes that are like literally. If you look at the map, the lakes are like one after the other.
But it's also.
I specifically looking at like junior research.
Literally, they decided to do a week pod.
Lucky's right here.
Yeah.
The tiny one in the front.
Now let's just have a quick sweep down the boathouses.
Saying what?
You can see that the crowd extends all the way to the tip of Boathouse Island down there.
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, I didn't realise. It wasn't really free.
And there are tables with hymns and other things on, and there are groups celebrating on the platforms. And last year, I've done this now for, well, counting this year, I've done it for 3 years running. Last year I crossed to the other side of the river via Folly Bridge and a gate into Christchurch Meadow behind the head of the river pub, and then went down through Christchurch Meadow, over a bridge there and onto Boathouse Island, and I then walked round the boathouses and came back. I'm not going to do that this year, and it takes an awfully long time to get through the gate behind the head of the river, as you'll see if you look at last year's video. Because it's a sort of kissing gate, which means that only one person can go through at a time, and the queues to get through were immense last year, and they've been immense most years that I've known it.
Yeah, that pigeon has it.
The boathouses themselves I can visit at any other time because Boathouse Island is open to the public, like the rest of Christchurch Meadow. The main thing that I wouldn't see would be the celebrations, but you get an idea of those both from what I showed you on this side of the river and from last year's video.
These are two legends now.
You guys are going to be so going.
It'll be a long way away from
I check out my room. I think I will be okay.
kind of thing that happened.
I don't think they're gonna bomb.
You know the thing that gets you. Yeah, so if you, for example, in the middle of the band, because adverts had a like function.
Hey, Marshall!
I wouldn't mind being there.
Not fair.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I know. Still cool.
Get crying.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, well that is snatches from Saturday of 8th week 2026. See you next time.
Nice. And like, if I do want to get, I don't know. I feel like especially when you start doing
It's because you're tall and you can grow facial hair.
I don't like.
That is the gate into Christchurch Meadow that I was talking about. And that's how busy it is.